This is a test of my video for MasterChef, explaining why I've decided to forego continuing in the competition, as well as not desiring to be on the show, as well as a video for my friends and fans who have been following me on Instagram and Facebook and wondering with crazed eyes why I'm not moving forward when it seems like it's such a sure thing, which it's pretty much been displayed as such by the producers of the show. The reason that I have decided to excuse myself from MasterChef Season 6 casting and selection on the show is mostly due to the way in which the show operates. It appears as though that, from what I have gathered from the producers and casting agents I've spoken with over the last 2 days, who have repeatedly called me earnestly trying to persuade me to change my mind, as well as what I've gathered from bits and pieces of former contestants, is that individuals who are on the show are sequestered for up to 3 months in a hotel room, an undisclosed location, and may not have any contact with their loved ones. If an emergency is to arise, it is at the producer's discretion to inform said individual of emergency at home. Currently in my life, I have recently become engaged and planning a wedding, and am just enjoying life with my newly domestic partner, current fiance, and the love of my life, and I can't imagine not having some sort of contact with her. In addition to the fact that if something were to happen, it would be completely up to the discretion of the producers to tell me if something were to happen to her. Also, just like I know that I cannot live in a basement apartment, I know that I cannot go 3 months without human contact other than an escort who will take me to the kitchen set to cook, at which point I cook with other contestants, and 8 to 12 hours after I plate, my food will then be tasted not by Gordon Ramsay and Joe Bastianic, who did eat all of my sticky buns. Okay, I'm sorry, he ate one of the 2 sticky buns I plated, but all 4 of them went when I was at the first round of auditions, which was pretty awesome. No, the food is tasted on the show by the producers and the casting agents and maybe some interns. And in fact, the producers are the people who decide who will stay and who will go. MasterChef is all about the reality television and the ratings Fox television can garner. It is not about food. It is about what they can get from those individuals, and they purposely test you psychologically and emotionally to get the best reaction they can get to put you on camera, in addition to plying you with alcohol so that you let down your guard and talk about things in your past, which they conduct an extensive background check on, and do blood tests, drug tests, DNA sequencing even, which is surreal, but I guess it makes sense. But there are things in my past that friends of mine, close friends of mine, understand that the last year of my life has been interesting, to say the least. And in addition to just being interesting, let's just put it that way, I like to maintain the power to determine when I disclose what to individuals. I'm an open book. Ask anyone and I will tell you anything. However, I do not wish to be surprised. I do not wish to have something thrown at me. And I do not wish to have people that I don't speak to, such as my estranged family members, contacted to talk about me, to sort of dig up more dirt and controversy for Fox, potentially. As it were, but also I don't want my friends contacted to be put on the spot to talk about how great I am. So, my political beliefs, my core values and my morals, that social justice part of me, as well as my feminist perspective, really came into play here. As well as the fact that when I was sitting in one of the rooms, I turned and I realized that I was the only person who looked as queer as I do. Now, there probably were queer people there. I'm not saying you can tell queer people by the way that you look at them. What I'm saying is that I understand that I do look queer because I am not femininely presented. So I'm sorry, Gordon Ramsay, I'm really disappointed in you. I loved Hell's Kitchen. I got into cooking during the recession when I lost my job. And I really got into it, and I started watching your show, and I loved it. I love your passion. I love your zest for life and for cooking. And I'm really disappointed that you just sold out to Fox for some money. I understand that maybe the UK and the shows there are your babies, but you're playing with people's lives. And there's food there that's fucking great. But I don't think you're even realizing it. So I'm sorry, Fox and Gordon and the producers. While I appreciate your efforts and your energy, I will not be your queer vegan chef. Sorry. Have a great one. And keep looking for my pastry and my savory on Instagram and Facebook, and a soon-to-come blog with my partner and love of my life. Stay tuned.